The closer we get to Kofa, the more beautiful it becomes. This is some of the prettiest desert I've ever seen. I am loving this.
Turn it all around, hang it upside down. We can get a little lost and found. It don't matter where we are, I know we're getting there. Touching down in the middle of your hometown. Every mile we're getting there. You and I got a room on top of the world.
Arizona. This isn't the first time I've been here, but it sure feels like it. I remember being a kid and my mom drove us from California to see the Grand Canyon. And while this landscape feels familiar to me, it seems as though my eyes are open for the first time. The saguaro cacti stand tall and seem to whisper secrets of ancient stories in the wind, as a fiery sunset paints the sky. You're a rugged beauty, a landscape where the cries of coyotes echo in the mysterious night underneath a blanket of stars. For the past 4 days, you've led us down your paths and showered us with your life-giving water. And for the next 3, we hope you'll dry us with your sun.
We just crossed the line into Kofa Wildlife Refuge. And right before we did it, I saw a big deer bounce across the trail. I'm hoping to see more wildlife. I really want to see a sheep. Wash. Been in it forever. This is a good idea to go up a long wash when there's rain around, right?
We'll see the wall of water coming at us. We'll be able to scurry to higher ground.
Right.
Cool. The Ocotillo branches they used for the roof. Well, looky here. Last people here, the Parley Barn.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown? Oh, was here.
And sent it in the big fella. It's not too bad. Got these 2 cots.
What should I say? Those girls were here.
Something clever, John. Something really cool and tough.
Don't pressure me. I don't know what to say.
Tough and clever, but also sensitive.
This is way too much pressure.
Yeah, keep it simple, John. Nice and simple. Brilliant.
Why are you putting me up to be mocked by all the viewers of this video? I think we should stay here.
Okay, so we're camping at the cabin, which is down there. And I'm hiking to the top of this little mountain here, just to see what I can see. I'm determined to see a sheep, but apparently they're pretty elusive. Going to the top of this hill and I'm gonna look around with the monocular. Man, it's so pretty here. This is a pretty desert. I think the fact that it's been raining is making it extra pretty. All the little plants are sprouting back. It almost feels like springtime.
Cocinando con Brian.
¡Fajitas! Para los burros! Now it's almost like this wood's lasting too long.
I know. It's like, hurry up.
Good morning. It is a bluebird day. Finally. Man, I'm stoked it's sunny. Coyotes were very active last night. They were howling and cackling at each other. One of them was right here somewhere, and it was loud. I could hear other ones off in the distance answering the call. I'm gonna make some coffee and get the day started. Well, we packed up and left the Wilbanks cabin. That was an awesome little place. It rained last night, so it was cool to be hanging out under the porch. Very nice and not haunting. John slept in the cabin on one of the cots. Hopefully he doesn't come down with the hantavirus. Should be fine, he's a big, strong dude. Here we are at the Kofa cabin. Don't kick that, John.
Well, I'm just trying to organize the pile of wood. Leave it better than you found it, Brian.
Welcome to the Kofa cabin. With multiple windows with outer shades that can be lifted to let light in, 2 nice cots, and a wood-burning stove, this cabin is a clean and comfortable cabin that would make a great place to stay in harsh conditions.
Last cabin we were in was made of wood.
Yeah,
This is made of stone.
this one is...
There's going to be a cabin that's made of straw somewhere.
Hey.
Get it? 3 little pigs.
Oh. No.
Oh.
From Kofa cabin, we headed into Yuma for a quick refuel before heading into the central part of the refuge to look for camp.
We found our camp spot for the night, and it's real pretty. Interesting rock formations kind of all around us.
I know what I'll do. I'll put it on, but I won't batten down the hatches.
Oh, look at you. Living on the edge.
I'm a risky son of a bitch.
This is going to be probably the last trip he has a gazelle tent because he's shopping for a rooftop tent. So I would dare say that this is a 360-degree view. So we're setting camp up, and we're going to probably cook some dinner, and we're going to do that thing that we do when we get to a campsite.
This was an absolutely gorgeous campsite, and we had the whole place to ourselves.
John's making me go on a walk with him.
It's not a walk, it's a nature hike.
I just like driving, John. I don't like walking in nature. I like driving over nature.
Do you want to see a bighorn sheep or not?
When we started the trip, the Ocotillos were gray and lifeless, but from the few days of steady rainfall, they were now bursting with life.
I don't know if you can see, but there's our camp right there in the middle of all this. If I murdered John, no one would know. Oh, what's up, John? Hey. How's it going?
The setting sun on these peaks made this place truly spectacular.
Cooking with Brian.
There's the finished food. And finished, I finished eating it. Dinner by the campfire. How romantic, John.
That's right. You know how much I'd have to pay to take you out to a dinner like this back home?
It'd be a lot.
Ambiance
I'm
itself.
expensive.
Priceless ambiance. I wonder how old cards are.
David Copperfield.
David Copperfield, man, he was legit.
Was right.
Siegfried and Roy until
Yeah.
Roy got eaten by a tiger.
It's like a lady who keeps a chimpanzee at home and then it eats her face off.
You have enough tigers.
If you have enough tigers at home, you know,
It's a liger.
there's a critical mass in tigers. They
I
had
bet
at
you-
least a couple tigers probably that were roaming around the house.
Aggressive inbred tigers. How long are you going to record this
I don't
for?
know.
Oh, I'm just cutting?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a liger in real life?
Why is it that my SD cards fill up so fast and this Good morning. Let's make some coffee. we settled on a camp spot. Pretty picturesque. We'll hopefully get a decent sunset. Now we're just gonna kind of set up camp.
We'd spend the rest of the evening watching the sunset and hanging by the fire, but we were so full from our mushroom dinner that we forgot to film.
Good morning. Bright sunny day. Just waking up, I made my coffee. Fun night around the campfire last night. Forgot to film it. Today's John's birthday. He's 49, a young buck. Today's our last day. Tonight will be our last night. Today we're gonna go into the interior of Kofa and see what's in there. After this trip, we'll have seen most of Kofa, at least what you can see from the trails. I'm gonna have some coffee and make some quick breakfast, get packed up and hit the trail. Well, John, how's it feel to be 49?
Feels like feels a lot like 48, but I do feel a tiny bit different. 49 is going to be my year. I can feel it.
Yeah?
Divisible by 7. 7's a lucky number. 7 times 7, 49. Right?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Stars are aligning. My Capricorn is in Aquarius, and my Venus is...
Anyway. Today is the birthday of one of my favorite people in the world, John Tate. Happy birthday to you. John, what can I say, man? Happy birthday to you. You are like a brother to me. Happy birthday, dear John. I so appreciate our friendship, man. Happy birthday to you. I can always count on you and many more. You're a really good friend. Open the door, funny, smart, teach me new card games, key on the floor. I love you and happy birthday. Here's to many more days out on the trail. This is where we'd run into a little issue with the Defender. This obstacle may not look like much here, but it was a pretty steep off-camber step down for a vehicle with independent suspension. So we had to make sure John took the best line. Now John is still running 20-inch wheels, so he's not left with much rubber to air down properly, and this is where we'd realized that he aired down a little too much. If you listen closely, you can hear what happens next. Okay, well John popped a bead and now we have to change the tire, so we'll see how this goes. Trail repair, first one of the trip, hopefully the only one of the trip.
Brian has more tools in the garage of his car.
Like you've done it a million times, John.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
Trail repair complete. We're back at one of our favorite spots, the Royal Arch. And it's John's birthday.
Woo!
John made a fire, and we're thinking about what to make for dinner. It's gonna be a medley of leftover things.
Leftover night.
We're having chicken and Brussels sprouts and onions and garlic for the birthday dinner.
It's my favorite meal. So.
Special requested by John.
Cooking with Brian?
Is the wind gonna cooperate?
Well,
Hey.
here you go. A birthday overlanding trip isn't official until you've had a birthday cake with a candle on it, right?
And we're not sponsored by Oreo Thins.
No.
By the way, we're not sponsored yet. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Brian.
John.
John.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to us. That's disgusting.
Second annual birthday overland trip is in the books. We had a great time. The Kofa National Wildlife Refuge, as it's called, is a really beautiful place. The desert is pretty amazing. We kind of saw it all. We got some rainstorms, we had some blue skies. It's always interesting how the desert really pops in color when it gets wet, when the rain's coming down. Saw some cool cabins and some pretty great trails, nothing too sketchy. I popped my first tire, which is a first of many probably. But overall, I had a great time. Brian, as always, he's like the black belt overlander, and I'm the assistant. I'm the intern, following him around. So.
All right, take two. I got through the whole spiel and realized I didn't press record. Classic Brian. I feel like I almost drove off the trail 100 times, looking up at the hills, trying to find sheep. Maybe I'll see one.
I don't know, I'd love to come back, bring my kids. I feel like this is a really great place for families if they wanted to go camping. Tons of campsites, the trails aren't too difficult.
At the beginning of the trip, I kind of felt like I was leading us into just sort of like barren desert.
I'm pretty new to overlanding. I've only been doing it for about a year, and I only have a handful of trips under my belt. But I think the reason why it's kind of gotten into my blood was my first experience going to Death Valley on the first birthday trip with a bunch of guys and Brian. That trip was when I kind of rediscovered photography, and that's really been really important to me, especially this last year, and continues to be.
But by the time we got out to Kofa, I realized why we came out here.
Yeah, just the feeling of being out in nature, being alone, having a vehicle that's capable to take you places that other people can't go.
The two things that I really wanted to see out here were the saguaro cacti and the bighorn sheep.
There's a beauty and a simplicity of being out in nature with nothing else.
We got the saguaro cacti.
And not seeing other people, being out of cell service.
We didn't get the sheep.
And being able to just kind of, enjoy your day and focus on your thoughts. You can do some pretty meditative thinking out on the trail when you're navigating obstacles, or if it's just a bit of a drive to get from point A to point B. It's just a really great feeling to have everything self-contained, to have everything that you need for about a week, and to be out on your own, feeling of independence. So I'll keep doing it. Yeah, overall it's been a really, really great experience.
All right, well, goodbye for now, Kofa.
Kofa, we barely knew you, but we had a great time, and you were showing off pretty good this week, man. Pretty beautiful. We'll be back.